Good morning, my dear children. Hope you all fine. I'm happy to meet you through YouTube class. Welcome to social class, my dear children. So today we are going to start chapter 2 from geography. Chapter 2: Land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. So in this chapter we are going to see detailedly and deeply about land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources, and we are going to see how we can conserve them. Let's start this lesson with two small stories. The first story is about Mampa. Mampa is a girl living in a small village in Tanzania. Tanzania is a place in Africa. So Mampa, she gets up early every morning to fetch water, and after fetching water she helps her mother. After that she joins her brother to take care of the goats they have. They are living in a small hut with a piece of rocky land. Mamba's father grew maize and beans in that place. Since that place is very rocky, Mamba's father have to work hard and toil hard to work in that place and to cultivate. The yield they get from that place is not enough for the whole family. So this is the first story, and the second story is about Peter. Peter is living in the heart of sheep rearing region. So sheep rearing means they used to grow sheep and they get wool from the sheep. They are living in New Zealand. They own wool processing factory. So after returning from school, Peter sits and watches his uncle taking care of the sheep in the place. And they are living in the grassy plain with hills. They use all scientific way and latest technologies. They also grow vegetables through organic farming. So from this two story, we can understand that land, soil, water, wildlife and natural resources is not same everywhere. Right, children? So listen this two story. In first story, Mampa is in Tanzania and Peter where he is living in New Zealand. And Mampa in that place is like very rocky land. Peter is living in a grassy plain with hills. So we can conclude that land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources, everything vary from place to place. Every place is not same. Each place is different and the source they have also vary from place to place. Okay children, so in this video we are going to see about land, its types and what are the threats we have and how we can conserve the land resource. Okay, children, when you hear the word land, immediately one picture will strike your mind. Like this picture, some picture will strike your mind. So, land is the most important natural resource. 90% of world population occupies only 30% of land area. The remaining land is either sparsely populated or uninhabited. Now immediately you will get a doubt. What is sparsely populated? So we'll see that. So sparsely populated means we find only less population there, or we can find people there and here. Now look this picture. So densely populated, that means more population, lots of people we can find in a place, particular place. Sparsely populated means few people, less population in a particular place. So look at the first part. There are 11 people per kilometer square, and second part 2 people per kilometer square. So this is the difference between sparsely populated and densely populated. And uninhabited means no population, no people we can find. So now you will get again one doubt. Why it is so? Why in some place there are more population and some place there are less population and some place no population? Why it is so? Because of the varied characteristics of land and climate. So rough topography, the physical factors and the facilities we find in that land, and the steep slopes of the mountains, low-lying areas. So low-lying areas means that place will be easily affected to flood or any water problem. So people won't prefer to stay there. Then desert areas, thick forested areas. So these are the places where people won't prefer to stay. So there we can find only few people or we cannot find any people. So these are the places normally sparsely populated or uninhabited. Next, plains and river valley. So plains and river valley, this is the best place for agriculture. And these places we can find more population. So these places are densely populated areas. Next, land use. So we are using the land for many purposes, right? So our house, our school, everything is constructed on land only. So we are using the land for many different purposes like agriculture for getting our food, forestry for wood and trees and for getting the yield from the forest, then mining for getting minerals, building more houses, roads, setting up of industries. For everything we are using land. Yes, dear children. So what determines the use of land? The use of land is determined by some physical factors like topography, the physical factors and the facility we have on the land. Soil, what type of soil we have. Climate, what type of climate is it there. Minerals, what kind of minerals we can get in that land. Availability of water, how much amount of water is available there. Population and technology. So these are the factors that affects the use of land. Next, types of land. So on the basis of land ownership, who is owning that land is classified into two types. The first one is community land and the second one is private land. So what is private land? So private land is owned by individuals. It is owned by individuals, and community land is owned by community for common uses like collection of fodder, fruits, nuts or medicinal herbs. So this community land is also called as common property resources. People and their demands are ever growing. Yes, we always like to use the land for many purposes, but the availability of land is limited. The quality of land also differs from place to place. We cannot find the same quality of land everywhere. It is varying from each place. Next, people started using the common land to build up commercial areas like shopping complex or IT companies or industries or housing complexes like flats, apartments, individual villas. So in urban areas, in cities, they are using for this purpose, and in rural areas, in villages, they are using the common land for expanding the agricultural land. So we can understand more deeply by looking this picture. So look at the first picture. So that is the urban land. Construction. So look their land, for what they have used this land for, mainly for construction. So in urban areas, mainly for construction purpose, they are using the land. Look at the second picture. So that picture is for expanding the agricultural land. So in a rural area, they are mainly using for expanding the agricultural land. Threats. What are the threats we are facing by using the land, by overusing the land? What are the threats we are facing? So the main threats are land degradation. So what is land degradation? The quality of the land is disturbed or reduced. Landslides, the movement of earth or soil or sand from the slope. Soil erosion, the top layer of the soil is eroded or washed away. Desertification, that place is changed like desert. So these are the main threats or problems we are facing because of the expansion of agricultural and constructional activities. So now look this picture, you will get more idea about land degradation, soil erosion, landslide and desertification. So look at the first picture. So that picture is about landslide. So look there, that land is slided and have fallen on that road. So this is landslide. And next, second picture. So that, look at the second picture, the soil quality has been affected. So land degradation, this is an example for land degradation. Then third is an example for soil erosion. The top layer of the soil is eroded away. Fourth also land degradation, and fifth, last one is for desertification. That place is changed like desert. So these are the main threats we are facing by using the land or overusing the land or using the land in the wrong way. Okay children, next, conservation of land resource. So we have seen and we all know land is the most important natural resource and it's getting many problems. So how we can conserve the land resource? The present rate of degradation of land must be checked. We have to check the land frequently. Quality of land have to be checked frequently. Next, what are the methods? Afforestation. Afforestation means growing more trees. Land reclamation. Land reclamation means by creating more new land. Regulated use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. That means pesticides and fertilizers we use for killing the insects in the agricultural land, right, and improving the quality of the crop. So that chemicals we should not overuse, and checks on overgrazing, that cattle and cows are not allowed to overgraze in the same place. Okay, so these are the some common methods used to conserve land resources. So look the first picture. The first picture is about afforestation. So afforestation, so by growing more trees, we can conserve the land resource. Next, the land reclamation. We are creating more new land. Look at the second picture. In the picture, land is created on the ocean. It's like an island. Next, regulated use of chemical pesticide and fertilizers and checks on overgrazing. So first picture, look at the first picture. That picture shows a man is spraying chemical pesticide on the agricultural field. So we have to be very careful in using chemical pesticide and fertilizers. We should not overuse chemical pesticides in the agricultural land. That makes the land unworthy. Okay dear children, so we have to be very careful in using. Next, second picture, you see the checks on overgrazing. That means cattle and cows are not allowed to do overgrass in the same place. That we should have a check on that. Okay, so these are the main methods, so that in this method we can conserve land resource. Okay children, so that's all. So in this video you have seen about land, its types, threats and how we can conserve. So thank you my dear children, thank you for listening, and in the next video we will see about soil, water and about natural vegetation. Okay dear children, so thank you, have a nice day. Thank you my dear children.